Hello, this is SonicBlu Darkfold, and you're watching Grilling with SonicBlu. Okay, today I'm going to be serving as the cameraman and the cook for this episode because everybody else is eating and I don't want to disturb them of their meals. So, I will be your cameraman, your cook, your host, and your liaison for food. And take a look over here. We have marinated beef ribs. And what we're going to do is we're going to point out what we have been marinating this in. We have been marinating this in the bourbon brown sugar style Grill Masters in the envelope. And I should have gotten 2 or maybe even 3 envelopes, but I think this should be fine. So we're going to toss the ribs right onto the grill there. So take your rib, toss it right onto the grill there. 3 sections of ribs. Now, take a look at that. Oh, doesn't that look good? That is the marinade, and the directions are very simple to follow. They are right on the envelope.
Okay, cool.
Tasting the marinade now, it actually doesn't taste too bad. Alright. We're going to throw these on the fire, let them cook for a little bit. While we're at it, we'll also show you what I'm going to be cooking on the side. We are going to have this with angel hair pasta and herb. So, I'm supposed to take your tongs here. There we go. And, of course, remembering... do I need to move? Yeah, let me zoom that out. Remembering all of our past episodes of Grilling with SonicBlu. You always have to rotate whatever it is you're cooking constantly because you don't want them to cook and char and sear too quickly. Just move them away from the fire and then cover. And we'll be back to check on them later. We're going to leave those down for about 15 minutes before we turn them over. So join us when we reach that point.
That was good.
Okay. One second.
Wow,
okay, this is the world's longest fuse for a few fireworks at the end there. And we're going to time... Is there a way to set a time code on this?
No, you can do it when you do in post.
Okay. This will be a test to see how long it'll take for that fuse to burn to those firecrackers at the end. So...
Incoming! Run!
Thank you. As we were interestedly interrupted, BL is lighting the fuse.
I just like, oh, what?
Okay, hold on.
You might want to... Hey, there you go.
Whoa!
Son of a bitch!
Hey,
Language.
what's your language?
And there goes the rest of it. And 3, 2, 1. There you have it. Took a couple of tries, but hey, it worked. Okay, so I got my cameraman back, and guess what? It's time to check on our beef ribs by lifting up the cover and seeing how far along we are. Now, I've turned them over a few times, but as you can see, keeping them around the fire ensures that they do not burn too fast and do not cook too fast. And look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Get a shot of that. Now, they're not quite ready just yet, so we're going to go ahead and toss those back nearer the fire, because remember, we are practicing a steady rotation. And as such, we're going to move this guy over here. This guy was on the coldest part, so we're going to put him over to the warmest part, and move him over to the colder part of the grill. And this guy over here is at the colder part of the grill. And just let those flames engulf and singe at all that marinade that we had this stuff soaking in overnight. And remember, we used the Grill Masters Bourbon Brown Sugar Mix. You can find them in any grocery store. Just look at your grilling section or your seasoning section, you'll find it there. I'm pretty sure you'll find a lot of other different varieties too if you put your mind and your eyes to it. But this is just beautiful. And we haven't even added the barbecue sauce to this yet. And that's just about getting done. As you can see, it's starting to pull away from the bone here.
Yeah, when it starts pulling away from the bone, that means it's just about ready. Usually.
You can probably prod your meat ribs too, and seeing what color juices come up. And if it comes up red, there's still blood, which means they still need to cook for a while. So it's always best to check constantly for the consistency of your cooking, especially when working on open flame grills. Now if you see any red coming out of there, that means they still haven't been done cooking yet. Moving closer to the flames, but not directly over it, but and then cover the grill up a little bit and let them cook a little more. And if they are well enough done, then move them to a colder part of the grill and let them just take in all of that heat as you prepare your barbecue sauce. And I don't see any blood coming up whatsoever, so that looks to be getting about ready. And they've been down here for about 30 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and turn that back over again. And remember, the meatiest part of your ribs is right up here at the top. Back here, this is what all holds, of course, the tissue that holds the rib in place. Of course, this is all a natural medical thing, and I couldn't tell you much about medical terminology here. But this is the connective tissue that holds the rib in place, while the meat is right there. And it is edible, too. You can actually eat it. So we're going to leave those guys down while we start our angel hair with herb pasta noodles. And we already have a side burner here. Let's go ahead and kick that off on the high and hit the ignite button. There it goes. It takes a few tries, and because there's a wind back here, so it might be a little difficult to work with, but I think we can get it. So go ahead and turn that on, and the beauty part of having a grill with a side burner is that you can cook everything you want out here. Outside, where it counts, we are cooking al fresco.
Al fresco.
Because we're using Italian herb and spice, we might as well use an Italian name. We're cooking al fresco today. That is a style of cooking where you could do all of your cooking outside. You can also dine al fresco, and that means when you go to an Italian restaurant and see the table sitting outside in some of those Italian bistros, that's dining al fresco. So, a little bit of Italian lesson for you, and I don't know much about Italian cultures, but they do have a beautiful one from what I do know. And they love their wine, their vino. Che manistrizio, c'est magnifique. So, we're going to wait until this boils up. And make sure that the fire stays on high, because outside, that wind can come along and just whoosh, your fire would be out. So keep this on high. We need this to start cooking now. Now, while we are waiting, let's go and check on our ribs one more time by lifting it up. That's done. So now we're going to move them right over here. Look at that juice, it just comes right up. I love grilling outside. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? So we're going to move those up here, and since they're far enough away from the fire, away from the fire, away from the fire, away from the fire. Put that one down there because it's away from the fire. We're going to reach for our barbecue sauce, and we are going to now lay some barbecue sauce, and watch out for that fire because it will burn you. But remember, I know what I'm doing. And it's best to just take your pastry brush like that and just dab it like that. You don't have to really brush it on, because brushing it on it just applies a layer, whereas dabbing it on, you practically cover the thing in sauce. And you know me, I'm a saucy guy. I love my sauce. And I've told you once about going to Taco Bell. When I go to Taco Bell, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't have any red sauce left for the rest of the customers, because I would eat it all. And I would too. Given the opportunity, I would eat all of their red sauce so they would have nothing for the rest of the customers. And I would feel no remorse about doing it because I love it too much. Okay, so once you got your barbecue sauce dabbed on, this is going to make it nice and moist, and if it isn't moist and juicy and tender already, this is going to make it even saucier. And this is our 4th of July celebration. So on the 4th of July, I encourage as many people as possible to go out, spend the day with family and friends, have a cookout, do some swimming, light off some fireworks, go to a fireworks display. It's the 4th of July. It only happens once a year. And the foundation of our own country is based on you having a good time this 4th of July. And I'm having a
Yeah,
good
we
time
actually
myself.
had fun with shooting out some fireworks last night.
Yes, we did, and that one grand finale, so to speak, oh ho.
That was mine.
Here's a replay of that moment.
Alright, this is gonna
Look at that.
Kiba!
back.
This is that one for you.
Yeah, my $25.
You can come back here and sit down for crying out loud.
Run like hell when it lights. Now run.
Yeah.
Get on this side of the car.
Is that it? Is that it?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's $25.
Woo! You say,
Apparently there.
Sounds good!
No, he said that was weird.
you're saving that. That's not getting thrown away.
That is a $25 tube.
Why are we saying
$25 tube.
Have a tube, man.
You just spent $25 on something that went boom. What are you gonna do now?
I'm going to Disney.
Unfortunately, you won't be able to see much of it, but it's good though.
But you will hear it, and it goes a little something like this.
Alright, this is gonna
Look at that.
Kiba!
back.
This is that one for you.
Yeah, my $25.
You can come back here and sit down for crying out loud.
Run like hell when it lights. Now run.
Yeah.
Get on this side of the car.
Is that it? Is that it?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's $25.
Woo! You say,
Apparently there.
Sounds good!
No, he said that was weird.
you're saving that. That's not getting thrown away.
That is a $25 tube.
Why are we saying
$25 tube.
Have a tube, man.
You just spent $25 on something that went boom. What are you gonna do now?
I'm going to Disney.
See? Boom! That's what 4th of July is all about, especially in America. Those of you that aren't in America will not be celebrating it. I would say something like, you want Americans, you? But that would be mean. That would not be patriotic of me to put other people down because they're not Americans. But, and not everybody is Native American like I am. Or no, I should say part Native American, because I am part Native American, I'm part British. So I get the best of both worlds, or the worst of both worlds, depending upon your point of view. Now, the good thing about these is, once your barbecue sauce is on there, you don't have to worry about barbecuing the backside, because there's not much meat to it. And if you want to sear it a little bit, and get that barbecue sauce just seared right onto the meat, this will make it nice and crispy. So just place it right over the fire, very carefully, and just let that fire do the rest of the job. And we're going to pull them up and put them back away from the fire, let them cook the rest of the way as we wait for this to heat up. And once that is done and this is done, we'll be enjoying some beef ribs and angel hair pasta. So join us when we're ready to pull them off, and I'll show you exactly what they'll look like in about 5 minutes.
She thinks I'm not gonna last. She thinks I'm gonna take you downstairs. Don't tell your father I'm here tonight. He doesn't like me too much.
Good treatment for mosquitoes.
He thinks I'm gonna get away with a little too much of you.
Take it out further. My ears ringing. Take them out further. Don't do too much. Huh? Don't do too at once, it's too loud. at once. Come here.
It's been 5 minutes. Whoa! Watch out, because this is going to be strong stuff. And the smoke will get in your eyes. Ooh, now. There you go. Put it up on the top there. Grab this one. Nice and charred. Yes. Beautiful. Now, I love how that one came out. Look at that. That is beautifully grilled. Grilling that is fine. And if you really want to, if you lose some of the sauce, you have some extra, go ahead and give it another layer of sauce. That's what I'm going to do. Especially with this piece here, because it looks like it's kind of dry. So I'm going to give it a nice good coating of the second round of sauce. So I love good grilled food. Because you know, if you pull away some blackened meat that's been cooked over fire, nothing finer taste in the world, and any cowboy in the Old West will tell you the same thing. Now all we need is a harmonica, and I left mine upstairs. So, there's your harmonica. And there is the barbecue sauce. Beautiful. Yeah, a little bit more in there. Might as well use the rest of it, huh? Right? Not that much left. Now remember, if you want an extra kick to your barbecue sauce, you can add just a dab of Jack Daniels or Jim Beam to your sauce and mix it in. Remember, you're eating this for flavor, not to get drunk. If you want to get drunk, drink it from the bottle. That's what I always say. But this will give it a nice, good flavor. If you say that buying Jack Daniels barbecue sauce is too expensive in the store, but you still have a bottle of it, make it yourself, dude. Tastes wonderful. And don't worry, because all of that alcohol will be neutralized when being exposed to heat. Because as you know, alcohol does neutralize. One of the effects of cooking with alcohol. The alcoholic nature of your cooking wines, your cooking sherries, your brandies, your vermouths, and your bourbons and your whiskeys and your vodkas and anything else that you happen to be cooking with. The vodka content will be neutralized. This is starting to boil, finally. Let's go ahead and add this. Get this cooking. Noodles going. And now, this is going to be some good stuff. And I really can't wait till all those fireworks are set off. And I tell you, this is going to be a very special occasion. This will be a delayed broadcast though, folks, because when you finally see this, 4th of July will be long over. But the beauty part about putting this on film is that this part is immortalized forever.
And actually, we might actually show you some of the fireworks we went to go see tonight.
We will be showing you the fireworks that will be set off tonight. What better way to celebrate than with making a lot of noise, drinking a lot of booze, setting off fireworks, endangering the lives of others, all for the spirit of America.
Yeah, but you have to admit though, when I set up that was like a $25 firework I did.
Yeah. That $25 boom that you saw earlier was $25.
That was like, yeah.
$5 boom.
They actually had like mortars there that were just insane. They actually had a mortar tube that was actually a lot bigger than that one.
I can imagine. Okay, now what I'm doing here is after the barbecue sauce has been applied to it, I'm going to put it around the fire, meat side up, and covering. So that way it will still stay heated up, and might even give a little smoky flavor. As this stuff begins to boil, we will have dinner in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. So let's come back when we're ready to serve, and I will show you the finished results when we come back from this.
Crazy.
Show them.
Smoke inside the bottle.
Those fuckers.
Holy cow. It's not coming out either.
Put it down.
Oh, you got one.
Here comes another one.
Got a couple of
Hold on.
That one that dropped that happened was perfectly good. And liver and stripe.
There it is.
Found it.
Here, I want to do this.
Honey, who more than self? Country love
Because I'm going to drop it in.
and mercy more than life.
You're having too much fun with that. Look how much smoke is in that thing. It's like all the smoke is like inside the bottle. Don't. Yeah, put the cap on it.
Sell it on eBay. 4th of July smoke. Say you can't take it with you? Now you can take it with you.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Sonic down.
That's the bug that just got zapped and is still alive. It's not anymore.
It's on the it flew away.
Spacious sky.
Oh, you found it?
And Keith is an idiot. He dumped my tea.
Thanks for telling me it was there.
Thanks for opening your eyes and looking.
We're going to have a new feature on the Puppet Show. It's called Conflict. Conflict and Counterpoint.
But now wait a minute. I'm talking about America. Sweet America. You know, God done shed his
Oh, he's getting into a stance.
Yes, he did.
And then along comes Wolfie.
See, two.
It's like sucking the air.
You know, I wish I had somebody to help me sing this.
You can do that and send it to Africa or something?
Actually, I'm going to keep it. See how long
By December, that smoke will still be in there. Like, honey, I got your Christmas present.
Sell it on eBay. Summer smoke from the 4th of July.
No, the smoke will be gone, but it'll coat
We are taking open bids to help raise money for the old Puppet Show. We have a bottle of smoke from the 4th of July. We only have one. And look, fireworks are indeed in it. This is a bottle of smoke trapped in this bottle. We start the bidding at 50 cents. $1. $1, do I hear $2?
Oh my God, Wolfie's gone crazy.
All right. Our pasta is now ready. You see the sauce is cooked into the pasta. Now we just have to let it thicken by pulling it off of the fire and turning it off. Let's check our ribs. Whoa, beautiful. Look at that. Ooh, watch out for the smoke. There's 1, 2.
That one has a flame on it. And so did that one.
Flame broiled at its finest. 3 sections of rib. And now I will pass the grill off to Wolfie, who needs to cook dinner as well. This has been Grilling with SonicBlu, and I'll see you on the O Puppet Show, and we're going there live.
For complete recipes, send an email to sonicblu@yahoo.com. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you're not cooking good, you're not eating good. Bye for now.